Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.
All right. Oh, it looks like I'm having some technical issues with the old webcam. Fantastic. Welcome, everyone, to Game Over. My name is Peter Klein. This looks very, very strange. I hope it is not doing the same thing on the actual thing and it's just my system screwing up, but I can't imagine that's actually the case. Hopefully you can hear me at least as we come off of what was a wild win for the Calgary Flames over the Vancouver Canucks. A phenomenal performance from the Canucks in this game, or sorry, from the Flames in the last little bit of this game anyway, to come away with the dub in this one tonight. So we are going to cover that. Note, looking at the stream, it is all different kinds of screwing up, so that's fantastic. Hopefully this gets figured out here in the next little bit. Before we get into the full game breakdown and all of that fun stuff, I do have to say it is March Mania at Sports Interaction. NHL, NBA, March Madness, MLB, and so much more. It's bananas. Play Pinata Picks and Minute Madness exclusive games with insane odds you can't play anywhere else. Make your next bet with Sports Interaction. Download the app in Ontario, use the QR code at the bottom of the screen, or head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN to get started. 19 years and older, please play responsibly. All right, hopefully the video has held up for a little bit here anyway as we get into this one. And I will admit, all of my notes are based off of a Flames loss this evening, but they come away with their first come-from-behind win of the year, Tyler Toffoli with the goal, and of course it was, right? Like, if this Flames team does end up getting into the postseason, this is going to be because of Tyler Toffoli. He has been such a valuable part to this team this year. And we've talked in the past about how important guys like Michael Backlund have been and things like that. But Tyler Toffoli has certainly just grabbed the team MVP trophy by the horns and is taking this over. He has been exactly what the Flames could want, and everything the Flames could want and more. And I think a lot of people, if you said at the beginning of the year, Tyler Toffoli is going to set a career high in goals, it would be, oh, well, of course, Jonathan Huberdeau's with him. That's of course, that's how they're going to light things up. And that maybe wasn't the case. It's not a whole lot of Huberdeau. Sorry, I'm just seeing in the chat now. We had the weird like left-handed penman said, you look like a dubstep music video. It looks like we're getting back into that a little bit again. So hopefully it isn't too bad. Starting to smooth out. It's just video that's choppy. Audio is coming through nice and clear. Okay, well that's good. I mean, look, we got half of it down, right? And which is, it kind of feels like the Flames got half of it right. Phenomenal segues, because I thought defensively this team was incredibly sloppy tonight. I thought overall actually that this team was incredibly sloppy tonight. I didn't love how this team played at any point in this game, really, aside from like the last little bit and putting the pressure on. But this team needed a win like this so desperately and so badly. They have had a lot of games where they have been able to outplay their opposition and not come away with the correct result, I guess. I don't know if Vancouver outplayed them. It was kind of just a mid-off. Like, I thought the Flames played quite poorly, but I don't know if you come away from this one saying, oh, Vancouver deserved a better result. Thatcher Demko did, but I don't know if either team played all that well in this game. But the Flames haven't had a lot of games this year, certainly in the last few months anyway, where they didn't have their best game and they still came away with a win. They needed a night like this. And look, like, I know we can kind of romanticize things a little bit in sports, and the Boston Bruins are the exception because they've just played basically balls out the entire season. But there are going to be nights when you don't play well and you still win. You need those if you are going to get into the Stanley Cup playoffs. And for the Flames, every point is so important. This team needs nights like tonight. But I mean, overall, the Flames are in this spot positively because of Tyler Toffoli. Like that is the marquee story of this game, is Tyler Toffoli continues to drag this team toward the Stanley Cup playoffs. Andrew Mangiapane is in that conversation certainly as well, for guys who have dragged this team into a postseason spot. I thought Mangiapane was really, really good tonight. And then everyone else was just kind of there. Like Huberdeau drew a penalty shot. That's great. It wasn't a great, look. But I thought he had an okay game. But overall, like, aside from a couple dudes, the Flames didn't look all that great, and they still came away with a win. I can't tell you how important something like that is. So, that was, I think, kind of the main takeaway. Let's get back into the chat here. Video is smooth now. Audie saying, you sound great, PK, and you're handsome as always. Oh, you. Go on. Okay, mainly just comments about the video thing. Captain Toffoli, says Trey, right at the beginning. You wouldn't get a lot of argument from me. I think it should be Backlund, but if they put it on Toffoli, I'm not revolting. Like that seems to work. That was a soup sandwich. I don't even know what that. It's too late for me to think about that. But no, like this was great. Congrats, Cowtown Flames. Tyler Toffoli scored another offside overtime goal that shouldn't have counted. Okay. Jonathan Hubie Doobie Scooby Doo was also offside. What a disgrace. Oh, I haven't looked at it close enough. Sure, I guess, Al, if that's what we want to roll with, then maybe he was offside. Okay, whatever. Unless, like, is this another one? Have I been caught again? Are we going back and the game's actually still going on? Because it almost happened to me once before. I had the Zoom link sent to Julian, and then everyone got called back onto the ice, and the Flames ended up winning. Did I haven't had a chance to look at it. Was this offside? I can't imagine it was offside. I'm watching now. This is riveting YouTubing, I'm sure. Let's see. On the rush. Oh, that wasn't offside. Get the fuck out of here. We have some bitter people. It's late. I can understand if you want to be a little bit bitter and a little bit cranky about a loss like that, then that's fine. But yes, no, that was the whole court is offside. Yeah. You're out of order. Yeah, I guess I was offside on that play. But yeah, no, that was that's a clean goal. Official review from Peter Klein, who is super exhausted after dealing with tech problems 3 nights in a row, or 3 days in a row. That I have decided that was a good goal. As Robert is saying, yes, Game Over Vancouver is also live right now. I can't imagine watching that from a Canuck perspective. I was ready to tear into this team tonight, to be perfectly honest. I don't think the Canucks played well, and they got 4 on them. And I was going to come in, I was going to make fun of Rick Tocchet. Like, how do you give up 4 to the Rick Tocchet-led offensive juggernaut that is the Vancouver Canucks? Although they're playing a little bit better under Rick Tocchet, but now a lot of those just kind of go away. The next couple of days could be huge. Preds and Jets both have losable games, and Flames have the Ducks. I'm starting to believe. That kind of segues well into the next one. By the way, before we get too far into this one, gonna complain about the high six next. Reviewy McReview face is now up there for my favorite chat or favorite YouTube name of the year. That was phenomenal. By the way, if you're wanting it on the shirt, we got some great SDPN merch. Go to the SDPN website and SDPN shop, and you can find all of your merchandise there. Today is International Transgender Day of Visibility. Just want to say, we see you. You are more than welcome here, and we love you. This is an extremely welcome place for everyone here. So just wanted to say that. But also, takes a lot to make me look good. You don't get to see below the neck a lot because of how my setup is, but we got the SDPN shirt rocking tonight. Flames Jets game is going to be a banger. Yes, it is, Ken C. That is a factual statement. And we're getting meaningful Flames games down the stretch. That's basically all you could have wanted for the Flames, especially as of like 3 weeks ago. But this was one where was it? The one saying that it was the the power of the riff compels me. The next couple of days could be huge. Preds and Jets. I'm starting to believe. I wasn't believing until about like 3 minutes even into the stream, because this had followed kind of the same script. Flames play well. We have a couple of days to digest, and everyone loses their mind. Oh, this is the game that's going to turn it around. They played so well against this team. Of course it's going. I think they've had this against the Ducks this year, where it's the, hey, they just got a big win. Now they're playing the Ducks. Of course they're going to beat the Ducks, and then they lay an egg. I might be misremembering that. Like I said, it's late. But this team has had so many times where it is like, okay, that was the win that has turned this thing around. And then they lay an egg. Quite frankly, tonight was the egg. They did not play like a team that had figured it out, that knew how to play winning hockey. They end up getting the win. That's because the Canucks suck. But I am still getting into that starting to believe thing. And part of it is the Jets struggles. And they put a beat down on the Red Wings tonight. So check out Game Over Winnipeg when this is all said and done. I feel bad. I really like the Game Over Winnipeg people. I just really hope for a lot of, like, not like personally, but just from like a sports standpoint, I hope they are very unhappy from a sports standpoint over the next little bit, because, you know, it's fun to cover the playoffs. So I like them a lot. I hope their team loses a bunch between now and then. And the way the Flames have got back into this is the Jets have done a lot of losing, and the Flames have started to figure some things out. That there is some figuring out that still needs to be done, but I am definitely in the starting to believe category. I was on with Haley on 960 a week and a half ago, and she asked, like, do you think the Flames get into the playoffs? And I rather bluntly said no. And now I'm starting to wonder if that audio is going to come back to haunt me. I wonder if the final Klein curse for Game Over Calgary for the 2022-2023 season is going to be cursing myself into a reverse curse of the Flames. Trust me, the math checks out. But I'm starting to believe that this is a team that could make the playoffs. Do they do anything in the playoffs? No. But I mean, now I'm reverse cursing myself again. But just to be able to get into that and kind of, I don't want to say proof of concept, because we are far from that, but to be able to have this year with all of those things going wrong, and I've said before, you create your own luck with some of those things, but with everything that has gone wrong for this team this year, to be able to scrape into the playoffs, you'll have another full year of experience with Huberdeau with these guys, with Kadri on these guys. Who knows what goes on with the coach? I think he stays. Not what I would do, what I think happens. And you get playoff experience for some of the younger guys who haven't necessarily been there a ton. So this is a really important stretch for the Flames, but I'm starting to believe that it actually could happen. Left-handed penman, more of a rhetorical question. Well, I'll try to answer. We have some more questions going on ahead. I see, I missed it. How do you let in 4 on like 15 shots? That's fair. Another thing I wanted to say tonight, like, I think a lot of how the Canucks got the goals they got tonight was defensive breakdowns. Like, Markstrom could have been better, but I wasn't going to put it on him. But then you see what Thatcher Demko did. And so, you know what? Markstrom's been playing better. I kind of need that now. You know, like, I kind of need, oh, he stole one, instead of, oh, hey, look at that, he's also playing well. Demko tonight was on the verge. He stole a point, at least for the Canucks. That's not what they want at this point, but they got one. I'm going to need that now for Markstrom. We've got to the, okay, you're not an absolute dumpster fire. I'm going to need you to steal a couple of games now. Specifically, coming up next week against the Winnipeg Jets. That is a game that Markstrom needs to steal. Thatcher Demko was phenomenal tonight. Markstrom needs to get back to that level. Like, that is, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect that the goalie who you're paying a pretty good chunk of change to is going to get that back on. So again, the save percentage isn't going to look great. I think the video is kind of freaking out again. The save percentage isn't going to look great, but I thought Markstrom did play really, really well tonight. Where are we here? Teapot, yeah. Tyler Toffoli. Unbelievable. Can't say enough good things. Good evening, Peter. Yes, it was a great win tonight. I am doing well. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well as well. New to watching the Flames. They've been showing up all year. That's fair. Yeah, they've been doing that. Multiple 2-on-1s on breakaways. That's how you light in 4-on-13. That is true. A rare miss for Backlund tonight. Hey, that was not necessarily the best Backlund game. You know what? He's played about 75 very good ones this year, so we'll let it slide on just the one. What a story if we win the cup. Getting ahead of myself. Man, I'm not even confident enough to say they'll win a playoff game yet. But if you want to roll like, hey, this will make a great moment on the Flames 2022-2023 Stanley Cup Championship DVD, I guess you can roll with that. I'll pump the brakes on it a little bit though. But you know what? Like the can-do attitude. We can get there. Be like Ted Lasso and believe. I need to get into Ted Lasso. I am aware I'm the last person who isn't into Ted Lasso, and it's not even like a hipster, oh, everyone loves it. I just haven't watched it yet. I know I should. I know. Flames seem to be susceptible to the rope-a-dope strategy. The Flames seem to be susceptible to a lot, to be perfectly honest with you. I believe, maybe, ask me after the Jets game. Yeah, that is the defining game of the season. And the concerning thing is we've had like 4 or 5, this is the biggest game of the year for the Flames. And they've laid a couple of eggs. Now we're kind of just into every game is the biggest game of the year. But that Jets one is 100% the biggest game of the year. We're a little spoiled with national TV games for the Flames here, like not to the level of the Leafs or anything like that. But if this were any other sport, like that game, if this is the NFL, that game's getting flexed to Sunday night. If this is the NBA, then like the TNT trucks are rolling into town, or the ESPN trucks are rolling into town. If it's baseball, then, I mean, they don't really have a whole lot during the week, but that one's getting like Sunday night baseball treatment. Like that is one of the biggest games of the year across the league, just because of the playoff implications and what could come for that one. Playoffs have started for us. Hopefully we make it. Walker Dewar noticeable yet again, and in a good way. He's a good boy and my next jersey buy. That guy is going to be a fan favorite. I said it in the last game. He kind of reminds me of what everyone wanted Ferland to be without all the injury issues. This is a fan favorite type of a player for sure. I thought he had an all right game. Markstrom average at best, for sure. Tough to argue. Sutter's teams are supposed to be defensive. We haven't seen that this year. Shame when we have to score 5 to win. Yeah, that was one thing that was really like oh boy, was they just, like, everything tonight seemed a little bit sloppy. Like, the offense just seemed a little off. Defensively, they seemed really off, although they only gave up, like, 15 shots or whatever it was. But it just, defensively all night, it seemed like there was breakdown after breakdown after breakdown. Now, all of them ended up in the net, so that might be why it felt like that. But not an overly sharp game. Certainly not a Daryl Sutter type of a game. That is to be sure. Bet you the sports interaction odds on a Flames Cup win are pretty good right now. Yes, if I wasn't so certain that my laptop would explode if I tried to Google search something right now, I would absolutely look into that. But look, this is a Flames team that has life. And we didn't think they had that even a week and a half ago. But as it sits right now, they are still 2 points out of a playoff spot. They are 5 back of Seattle. I still don't think that's going to happen because the Kraken have 2 games in hand. But the Flames have got themselves into a spot now where they're playing meaningful games and actually in this thing. Like, they have a semi-realistic chance of making it. All they have to do, and it was pointed out on the last stream that the Flames, the Flames don't have the tiebreaker with the Jets, so because of regulation wins, and we are at the point now, it is mathematically impossible for the Flames to catch the Jets in regulation wins. A reminder that the Flames have now one more win than the Canucks do this year. They are in this spot because they made it to overtime and lost 15 times, so they have 15 of those loser points now to get them in. Well, not now, they had that before too, to get themselves into that spot. So you aren't winning the tiebreaker with the Jets, so you actually have to go out and beat them. But look, like there is 100% a chance at this point. Audie with the remarkably original Dewar, I hardly know her. I have been like kind of tinkering in my head, doing like the Walker, I barely knew her, and like play off like that's the joke, right? But anyway, it was much better just explaining it to you. Yes, I hold a baseball while I do these, by the way. Plus 53-20 odds, the Flames of the Cup. There you go. They're practically giving money away right now. But let's just get into the playoffs before we're talking about that. Who would it be if the Flames do squeak into the postseason? It's going to be a battle for that top spot in the West. It could be any one of 6 teams. Vegas, Edmonton, LA, Minnesota, Dallas, and Colorado could all make it. All right, let's rank. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to go over Flames playoff opponents just yet. But like this is where this team is at now. There is life around this team. That this is a game that honestly they would have lost in regulation even 3 weeks ago. Right? Like this is a game how many times have we seen this script, right? They outshoot a team a ton, but they're down in the third period and they aren't able to get it done. And like down with like 3 minutes left. I have come on here several times and got on this team for not handling adversity well. Well, tonight they handled adversity pretty well. I don't think you can overly complain about how this team was able to respond. Credit the Canucks for responding right back, but I thought the Flames, again, they did not have their A game. I would argue they didn't even have their B game, but even against the Canucks, this is the type of game that good teams end up winning. And I'm not going to go that far just yet with this group, but that is such an important win for this Calgary Flames team to do it in that fashion. At this time of year is just, it's so huge. I can't express enough how big that extra point was for the Flames. We got the chat bumping tonight, even with me having some technical problems. You guys have been fantastic. Let's get that like count up a little bit more. Let's share this video. Like I said in the tweet, I kind of had a bit of an oopsie with the first link, so there might be some people just watching a 10-second video of static over and over again. Let's get them over here. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you know when we are going to do these things. We do them after every Calgary Flames game. I'd stick $10 on that. Look, this is part of the please play responsibly part of that read. Please play responsibly when it comes to looking at Calgary Flames futures going forward. Too bad that Jets game is coming off of a back-to-back, traveling from home to Winnipeg. The always popular Calgary to Winnipeg trip. Just a quick aside. This is a second-hand conversation, was talking to someone who had talked to Brad Curl, and the Hitmen, they also were in a battle for a playoff spot down the stretch in playoff positioning, and it could have gone one of two ways, where they were either going to play Red Deer or Winnipeg in the first round. And by the way, the Dub travels by bus, so that is a substantial difference, and the Hitmen end up getting the Red Deer portion of that, so they get the bonus. The Flames do have to go there, like you say. It's a back-to-back. They play at home. The good thing is, and look, every game's important. Don't take anyone lightly. They're playing Chicago the game before. That I'm not going to say load management, but that's a game where, as we kind of look ahead now, that is a game where, from a Flames standpoint, you want them to take care of business early. You need that one to look like the LA game looked, just the other way around, where you go out and you put a stamp on it early, and then Walker Dewar gets to play 25 minutes that game, and Toffoli plays like 10. Like that's the type of night you want, where you want it to be 5-1 in the second. People are already leaving. I already have game over done. We're recording it early because it doesn't even matter. But like that is the type of game that you want it to be, so that you can rest the guys a little bit in game and get them as fresh as you can going into the Winnipeg matchup. But the Flames have taken advantage of teams on the second part of back-to-back at times this season. They have also lost to teams on the second half of back-to-back this season. It can be done. You have run out of runway for any excuses with this team. That has to be a 100% effort for both of those games that the Flames play coming up this week. James Johnson with just doer. Flames have been solid on back-to-backs, beating Seattle and Mini. There you go. Game over. Great game over, Peter and chat. Thanks for the good times. Thank you, can see for the good times. I almost turned the game off after the fourth Vancouver goal and took a deep breath, settled down. Glad I did. Those deep, calm, relaxing breaths help you out every time. So happy you were able to kind of zen your way through another Flames game. Mangiapane flying out there tonight, surprised he didn't score. Yeah, like the headlines, and I did it here, the headlines are going to be Tyler Toffoli, and again, rightfully so, another phenomenal performance from him in just a season full of them. But Mangiapane, who is such an important part of this team, is getting it back now. He had that stretch where it had fallen off for him, I think, quite a bit, but he has kind of got it back on track, and that just helps this team kind of get it back on track. The one guy who I want to see it get it going now is Nazem Kadri, and he, to be fair, he had it going when a lot of guys didn't this season, but now it feels like it started to slip off just a tick. That's another one that needs to get going. But yes, the story tonight, Toffoli and Mangiapane, just absolutely chef's kiss performance by them. His scoring touches abandoned him this year. It has, but I still think that there is a very talented goal scorer in there. All right, that is where I am going to leave it. Once again, if you missed any of this, the video was great to start. If you missed any of this, you can check the replay. It's always up. That's how YouTube works. But like this video, share it. We need that help so that more people can see these, so more people can get on these chats and give you great futures tips, like plus 5,000 odds on the Calgary Flames. You only get that here, folks. But no, I love chatting with you guys. I don't want to get, I feel like I get too like mushy with some of this stuff too often, but it's fucking awesome talking with all of you guys. Even at 11:23 on a Friday night, we're here talking about a big Flames win over the Canucks. It's a blast. Let's keep this community growing. The way you guys can do that is by liking this video, sharing, subscribing to the channel. If you missed any of this and you don't want to put up with me, as someone put, looking like a dubstep video, if you don't want to put up with that necessarily, I mean, still watch it. You can hear me clearly. But if you're more a podcast person, the podcast is available. Download, just go and find Game Over NHL, and you get all the great Game Over shows, like the folks over in Vancouver who have to talk about another Canucks loss tonight, or like the Jets, who got a chance to talk about a Jets win, and who, again, we hope personally things go very, very well. Just sportually, we hope that it is just dreadful for them over the next little bit. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I can't tell you how much it means to me. And the next Flames game is Sunday against the Anaheim Ducks. I know, a hockey game on the Sabbath? James Reimer would never. He says, dripping in sarcasm. Hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good night, everybody.
Game over! Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.